Family, the track we're about to interact with right now was brought to my attention via a donation from one of our subscribers. Now, if you want to recommend a song, the link to the PayPal is going to be in the description below because, of course, YouTube yanks 30% of super chats. Guys, I appreciate, as always, your open, curious attention. Back to the video. Let's go, baby. Yo, I recognize that place. Is that Colorado? Is that downtown Colorado? Or for some reason, this right here just looks extremely familiar, that little landscape. Hold on a second, you know what I'm saying? Hold on. I have to see now. Where is Dead Memories shot? Where the music video for Slipknot-Dead Memories? Where was that shot?
The Dead Memories music video by Slipknot was shot in Iowa, which is the band's home state. Specifically, they filmed it in various locations around Des Moines.
No, I've never been there. It just looks very similar to downtown Colorado Springs. Why wouldn't it, I guess? My man's really walking down the street with a giant shovel. You know what's crazy is that as he begins digging, the rain falls from the sky to soften the soil. I don't feel like that was accidental in the music video there. And maybe the rain isn't softening the soil. Maybe I'm overthinking it. You know what I'm saying? It could just be an additional frustration to kind of fuck up this guy's day. Who, you know, he's already having a messed up day.
Dark, I can't forget. Even now I realize the time will never get. Another story of the bitter pills of fate. I can't go back again. I can't go back again.
Guys, you know what? Slipknot, you know why it's so weird to me? I did a little bit of research into Slipknot, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but it seems to me that the masks that they wear, I'm not saying it seems to me, I researched this a little bit. I want to know if this is correct from your perspective. Like, their masks sometimes switch, but the masks kind of embody their mood, like their seasonal moods. So the masks are subject to change. Because at first, when I first interacted with Slipknot, I was like, okay, I can identify this particular singer in the group by the mask that they wear, but those sometimes switch. Am I right? But it's almost like, you know, when I see him crawling across the walls and doing all this other stuff, it's almost like he's a spirit, like he's removed personal identity and identifies with kind of the mood of the song or the spirit of the song.
Pills of fate. I can't go back again. I can't go back again. But you asked me to love you when I did. Trading my emotions for a contract to commit. And when I got away, I only got so far. The other me is dead. I hear his voice inside my head. We were never alive.
Yo, this is very, very Marilyn Manson style imagery, with kind of the roots and the branches kind of growing out of the fingertips or whatever. You know, this is a, you know. Yo, you know this Cenobite mask? I don't know who typically wears it, so let me know in the comments. But it's like the one with all of the big nails coming out of the side. It kind of reminds me of the philosopher Schopenhauer, who had it was called the dilemma of the porcupines, right? So it's like where when we get too close together, we feel pricked by the porcupine needles, and when we get too far away, then we get kind of too close to the cold, where we kind of want to come together again for the warmth, right? And so that's kind of the dilemma that humanity is in, and not wanting to get too close, but not wanting the cold chill of isolation either. And so this mask, whenever it's worn with the big spikes coming out, it almost is like a "don't get too close to me" type of vibe.
You told me to love you when I did. Tied my soul into a knot and got me to submit.
I love that drum right there.
I got away, I only kept my scars. The other me is gone. Now I don't know where I belong. We were never alive, and we won't be born again. I'll never survive with dead memories in my heart. Dead memories in my heart.
I'll never survive with dead memories in my heart. Guys, what it sounds like to me is that, when there's something in your past that, because, dead memory is something like, this thing is over in reality, it's no longer there, but it has shaped who I have to be in the future, right? Has there ever been a pain visited upon you in your life where it's like, okay, I have to carry this, even though it's a dead thing, even though this trauma is no longer being visited upon me in real time, I have to go forward into my future with the scars from this old thing, right? And how do I survive? How do I meet the future while carrying this big burden? That's the energy. Shout out to Alan Watts. Alan Watts said, memories are just undigested experiences. We're getting a lot of Dom submissive energy here. I wish I had Madeline McNeil back on the channel to kind of interpret what's going on here. There's like, a lot of, Dom submissive energy that I'm kind of, picking up here, with the girls, in their different, costumes, kind of doing this very alluring, kind of sexual vibe here. Yo! Bro, it's like, what I'm saying? You get the... let me know in the future if you'd like me just to do the lyric version, because I know that in a lot of heavy metal, the music video has nothing to do with what the lyrics are about. And so, let me know if that's the case here. But it's just crazy to me that you kind of get this, this erotic vibe from these women who are surrounding him, and then he gets pushed in the door and he just meets, the final boss on Street Fighter. I wouldn't want to be in the room with that guy.
Divisions in your name. Dead fingers in my veins. Dead memories in my
Yeah, I think I almost had something from the video there, because instead of actually facing this guy, right, and having access to the door, which is guarded by him, he decides to go backwards to a place that he's already been. right? He feels intimidated to face this, and so he runs back.
Dead fingers in my veins. Dead memories in my heart. Dead memories in my heart. Dead memories in my heart.
Yo, this long-nosed mask, right? Right? Now, when I see the long nose, I think of maybe two things. Maybe like it's an allure back to like the medical beak of the past. But I know that one of their masks does have that long beak, like back in the Black Plague era, where they thought that mask, actually protected doctors from the illness. But it kind of really gives you more of like a Pinocchio thing going on, right? That the vibe is like not to be trusted, or but and maybe I'm reading a bit into the masks or whatever. But that's the vibes.
Dead memories in my heart.
Yo, that song was flame. Dead memories in my heart. What's a dead memory in your heart? Let us know in the comments below.